Hold on to your subway tokens, New York. Your brand new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, less than 24 hours after the confetti hit the floor, has already got his hands out, begging for cash to fund his transition team.
Donnie says he wants free buses. What's your opinion on free buses?
It's going to be overcrowded. We had free buses before the 116. It didn't work out too well.
Democratic socialists are taking over the Democratic Party. It's radical.
Instead of honoring American workers or families, Mamdani listed every nationality except Americans.
How the
Is he a liar?
I want to say it very clearly. I will not defund the police.
Lie.
I am in favor of defunding the police.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Oh, wait. Another lie.
I was speaking about Zerafui, my father's cousin.
Doesn't wear a hijab.
I don't really have opinions about the future of Hamas and Israel beyond the question of justice and safety.
Maybe he's telling the truth on this one. Oh, wait. Nope. Lie.
The struggle for Palestinian liberation was at the core of my politics and continues to be.
I am not, and nor have I ever called for the legalization of prostitution.
You guessed it. Lie.
you support decriminalizing prostitution?
Yes, my fundamental belief that sex work is work. I would be happy to work with the president and the administration.
Lie.
We need to be doing here in our city is to end the chapter of collaboration between City Hall and the federal government. I don't believe that the role of the mayor is to police speech.
Lying again.
There are consequences for speaking up in favor of apartheid.
So just find out who you're voting for before you vote who you're voting for.
I didn't want to laugh. But if you find any politician that does the same thing and you can make this compilation, I don't want anything to do with them.
New York City, wake up! We got a new mayor in town! New York City is Muslim! New York City is Muslim! Allahu Akbar. You know what's crazy? All these billionaires try to stop this, bro. And you know what's crazy about this? They forgot that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was in control. Mamdani did this and he even asked for $1.
The fact that he says Mamdani did this, but he didn't ask for $1.
5 minutes later.
Good morning, New York City. Thank you. Last night we made history. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again.
Well, I saw it coming, and I can't see it.
Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless this beautiful city, man. May Allah protect our new mayor. Wake up, my heart! New York City is Muslim. Assalamu alaikum. Allahumma barik.
Donnie says he wants free buses. What's your opinion on free buses?
It's going to be overcrowded. We had free buses before the 116. It didn't work out too well.
If the buses are free, bus drivers are more vulnerable to assault.
Yeah, because sometimes a passenger could get mad or upset because they couldn't get to their destination, wherever it is that they got to go, and the bus driver can get assaulted.
And who pays for the free buses? We heard it's $800 million.
The taxpayers.
Unfortunately, people don't pay now getting on the bus.
But who pays us then? What happens to us?
So are free buses a good idea for New York?
No.
I'm actually more surprised you believe free stuff means it is free. Somebody always has to pay for it because it's not sustainable if the money ain't coming from somewhere.
The man who promised that he was going to pay all your bills using the money from anyone who makes over $1 million a year. So before we fast forward to the oops, we're broke part of this story, let's talk some numbers. Currently, there are roughly 80 to 90,000 millionaires that live in New York City and about 125 billionaires. And between those two groups, they already cover about 48% of all of the city income taxes. But now Mamdani would like to jack up their taxes another 2%, as well as hike up corporate rate taxes on top of it. And y'all are all out here thinking that he sounds like Robin Hood. But here's what's actually happening. 10 to 15% of those millionaires are already planning to leave. Another 10 to 15% of the billionaires are shifting residency or moving operations out of the city. And another 3 to 5% of major companies are preparing to relocate entirely. Sorry, I left my crayons at home for this one, but that is a guesstimated $1.3 to $2.4 billion in lost tax revenue every single year. And when that money walks out the door, the city is not going to be chasing the rich. It's going to be chasing you. Because when the top leaves, the bill always trickles down. So when your rent starts to climb and your city taxes rise and your grocery bill goes up again, It's not because the rich got greedier. It's because your mayor ran the investors, the jobs, and the tax base out of town. And the only thing that's left to tax then is you. Is this the part where I say I hope you get everything that you voted for? I know I'm still getting everything I voted for. Pretty dang happy with everything I voted for. Anyways, this was fun. Have a day.
So I'm not saying that you're going to pay right now, but I would not be surprised. Mamdani is asking for money for a reason.
Oh, and one more thing.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Dilo, remember to subscribe.
You can get a plumber to your house in the middle of the night within an hour. But if you go to the ER, you could wait 6 hours. Why? The federal government never tried to make plumbing affordable and accessible. You can buy an 85-inch television for $1,000, but a dialysis machine costs $30,000. Why? The federal government never tried to make televisions affordable and accessible. You can get LASIK surgery done for $1,500 because it's not covered by Medicare or Medicaid, because it's elective. But if you get a major surgery, it could cost you $100,000. Why? The federal government never tried to make LASIK affordable and accessible. Socialism is killing every industry it touches.
You can give my son human right, a doctor, a cook, and a driver, and it sounds beautiful, but somebody has to maintain that human right. It's going to cost money.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
I mean, look what EBT did to people. You gave them a comfortable life. It was useful. And then when the government made a mistake and the two parties can't agree, suddenly there's no EBT. And then you're effed. That happens over and over with socialism.
My comments literally crashing out about Mamdani. Like, I know you're not New Yorkers. I know you're not. Like, you guys are from whatever bumblefuck flyover state. You moved to New York to gain a little bit of relevancy. And now you're out here thinking you have an opinion. You didn't see, you guys are so naive. You're so naive about gang violence in New York. You want to defund the police. You have no idea what that even means. You think the subways are bad now? You think people are getting set on fire now? Just wait. Real New Yorkers know what the city looks like and feels like when it's bad. And with Mamdani, it's going to get bad. But you know what? You guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. You took that city to hell. You moved there. You think it's artsy. You think it's cute. You think like it's a movie set, a backdrop. It's not. It's real. And shit's going to get real for y'all. But have fun.
If you guys don't understand, go check New York in 1993. And go check what happened between that and 1996. They were harsh on crime. It was doing great until 2014. They started doing soft on crime policy and all those stuff, and they wasted money so much, and it starts going to left, and Mamdani came and is going to push that in that direction.
I'm Muslim, I'm a Democrat, I was born and raised in Queens, fundamentally opposed Zoran Mamdani. Traitor. Look, we all want cheaper rent and universal childcare, that's without question. But I absolutely don't agree with this approach. Freezing rent sounds good, but it actually reduces housing and drives up market rents. Universal childcare costs over $10 billion a year, and the mayor does not have any authority to tax for that kind of money, and any state legislator fundamentally opposes that. And city-run grocery stores won't make food cheaper. They'll shut down the immigrant-owned corner stores that actually make New York, New York. We can fight for these things without lying and without breaking the system. It should not be about slogans. It should not be about over-promising for votes. A politician should go about it by finding real ways to help the very people that I grew up with and for them to live better here in Queens and in any borough.
In all honesty, I think you can over-promise if your defense is usually Islamophobia.
I win. What do you say to that?
It's very helpful. And I've seen a lot of politicians use that. But everything bad that happens because he's trying to do something, it's Trump's fault. I'm like, no. He promised you something he can't keep.
New York, y'all voted for free over freedom, and I'm afraid that y'all just officially turned New York City into Gotham City. What's so crazy to me is the fact that after 9/11, we kept saying that we would never forget, and all of a sudden this man comes from out of nowhere and everybody gets amnesia. Make it make sense.
I mean, if somebody can congratulate everybody but Americans for his win, it's kind of easy to forget.
This is literally this man's first job, and y'all think that he can run a city as great as New York? Not happening. All I'm going to say is rest in peace, New York. After voting for Mamdani last night, y'all around to find out, Aaron, and y'all definitely about to find out. In my opinion, when he made that speech last night, he was very angry. He was very defiant. He was very vengeful. You can't tell me that it's about the people. This thing is more personal. And let me just say this too. A lot of y'all voted for him because y'all heard the word free, but many of y'all voted for him because that man is anti-Trump, and a lot of y'all are anti-Trump. Y'all don't believe that he's going to do the things that he said he's going to do because he can't. Come on now.
If I pay for a boat for a bunch of people to come over and everybody that jumps off the boat is like, thanks this, thanks that, and never me.
I'm gonna kick your butt!
In Russia, it didn't work on the China Mao, it didn't work in Cuba, it didn't work in many places. Why? Because they ran out of money.
New York City, the entire nation would like to thank y'all for the entertainment that y'all have provided for us here recently. Because the whole nation has been tuned in to the mayor's race up there in New York City, not because we give a f***, but mainly because we wanted to see if there's actually that many delusional people that are conglomerated into one society and they all live in the same place in order to elect somebody who is living in a alternate reality. And they did it.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
They did it, but hey, I get it. I understand why everybody up there elected Mamdani. I know why. He's promising some good shit. He has some free shit. It's fictional. And the promises that he's made are not accomplishable in any way, shape, or form in any like financial infrastructure anywhere in the entire world. But hey, maybe he's a visionary. He may be the one to figure it out. He may blaze a new trail. Except for this one little thing. It's called reality. All right, because this man, 24 hours after he got elected, got on socials. And he was like, hey, y'all, appreciate y'all electing me and whatnot. Remember when I told y'all to quit sending me money? Y'all can start again. He goes on to say that this transition period that he will be going through is going to take infrastructure, staffing, supplies, and I don't know, maybe money. How the is this man in charge of one of the biggest cities in the entire world, and he's just figuring out that damn Rainbow Land is a fictional place? How is that possible? I don't get it. I don't get it. But what's funny is this, okay? The day after he got elected, there is a 100% increase in real estate totaling over $1 million in South Florida. You know what that is? That would be all of them millionaires and billionaires, and Mamdani was talking about he's going to raise taxes on them and whatnot. They just gave him an Irish goodbye, bitch. Why? Because they can afford to do that. They getting the out of Dodge. And everybody that voted for him, y'all going to be stuck up there dealing with Rambo Land bullshit. Y'all going to be stuck there. Y'all can't leave. Y'all don't have the money to leave. That's why y'all voted for him, because y'all ain't got no money. But the people that's got the money that he was going to tax, they're leaving. They're the Irish goodbye, bitch. Gone.
You guys are being indoctrinated. You're brainwashed into believing that socialism is the answer, because at the end of the day, that's their goal. They want communism, and socialism is communism's little brother. I've said this in so many different videos. But a lot of you do not like to hear the truth. You want to live in your fantasy world. You hate Donald Trump so much that you just want to believe that he's evil. You want to tell yourself that he's the problem. Now, this is deeper than just a political affiliation. But, like a lot of you say, since you want to pick a lesser evil, it's definitely not the left. The left has gone so far left that it's radical and extremist.
And it's so left that whenever you disagree with maybe only 5%, you are the right. So they normalize that way of thinking that even if they go far off, you can even advise them to change 5%.
It's not the left that it was in the 90s. We're not extremists. The left has gone so far left that it's radical and extremist. It's not the left that it was in the 90s. We're not in the Clinton era. I know a lot of Democrats, especially the older ones, like to believe this, but this is no longer the Democratic Party that you guys voted for when you were in the 90s and 80s. This is Democratic socialists are taking over the Democratic Party. It's radical. And this is what they're putting into these young kids' minds. They're putting this in their psyche, in their brain from very young ages. And in college, they just get done for. They come out of there just completely wiped clean. So it's up to you guys. We warned you, we told you, and these are the consequences. Do your homework, investigate, and don't let it happen again.
I think people tend to forget that people don't vote different until the same people they trusted makes them feel betrayed.
I'll never let go. I promise.
Win, by the way?
He won.
They chose the knucklehead, so we're gonna pay for it.
What happens if he opens up the government-run grocery stores?
I'm not with it.
Oh, you don't like the government-run grocery stores?
No.
$30 minimum wage. Can you explain how that might affect businesses?
We're going to hell. It's over.
How are they going to make payroll? It's just about all the policy that he's trying to do, increasing the workers and the taxes. It's not good.
The minimum wage doesn't help the worker. It just helps the system. Pay more money, more taxes, prices go up.
Overnight, half of them will go out of business.
So I'm in a blue state, I'm sorry, but I've been red my whole life. Democrats always ruin, steal, rob, and lie.
Any thoughts on having him for 4 years?
What I can do is just swallow and try to face it, but it's not easy. We're cooked. We're on the way to becoming a communist state.
The city's in trouble. We're in trouble.
Good luck.
And as you saw right there, other than the white man, left-leaning people pander to black, Hispanic, or Indian-looking, or all the colors. Most of them usually open businesses, and now they're messed up because you want to raise taxes.
As someone with a degree in finance, respectfully, you don't know what you're talking about. Every single government-funded grocery store in the United States of America has failed. And instead of making groceries more affordable, they made them more expensive, inaccessible, and the stores had to close down. They weren't sustainable. When it comes to quote-unquote affordable housing, the only way to get more affordable housing is to build more houses. Price controls, rent lock, none of that works. It makes the price of housing go up. And it makes the people that build the houses not want to build them in New York because they can't make a profit.
And I'm not even that smart, but it makes sense. If everybody wants the same thing, the price goes up. It's normal. It was always normal. Why don't people see that?
Bah! It's only gonna tell me something I don't wanna know.
So they end up leaving and there being less homes and the rent goes up. All this you're talking about, it literally doesn't work. We have hundreds of years of science showing this doesn't work. And that's not even addressing the fact your taxes are going to skyrocket, bro. The amount of money you bring home now, it's going to have to almost be cut in half for the government to be able to afford these free buses, these affordable government houses, these government-owned supermarkets. They're not going to be able to tax any of the businesses because as soon as they raise the taxes on the business, they're going to just move to New Jersey. They're just going to move the taxes. They're going to just move somewhere that's more tax-friendly. California already tried this and failed. There was a mass exodus of business to just a different state. The businesses aren't going to be the one paying this taxes. It's going to be the average 9 to 5.
These ain't opinions. These are facts.
You know, you're like on your journey of Lord of the Rings for the poor. One government to rule them all. One government to tax them all. I'm like, it sounds beautiful. But you have to live in reality.
Not listening.
I'll give you free buses. I won.
Oh, and one more thing.
Yes, do you think socialism is going to work in New York City?
Yes.
Why?
What is your definition of socialism?
Zoran Mamdani's socialism. Do you think if he wins, New York will be a better city?
Oh, definitely.
What do you think he's going to do that's going to make it better?
Lower rents.
He's going to fix rents. Do you think that might have a negative effect possibly, or?
Probably could, but my material conditions would be better, so I'm voting for what would help me.
Where else has socialism worked that you want to emulate?
Vietnam.
You think New York City, if it was more like Vietnam, is it actually a communist country?
I would say Vietnam, China. See, New York is a very dense city. Therefore, we have to look at Asia, who is doing better at density than we are here. So these roads are horrible. The trains, not that great here. All of those things are so much better in most Asian countries.
Do you think one of his critiques against him is that rich people are going to leave New York if their taxes go up? Are you worried about that?
No, I don't think so.
You think they'll just stay here and keep getting taxed more, or you think they'll leave to like Florida or Texas possibly?
Florida's going to be underwater because of climate change, and Texas already has natural disasters, so no.
It's going to be underwater, and Texas has disasters. And I'm like, that's not a funny thing. And you know what? I'm happy. Why? Because if I say it, you don't believe me. Maybe if you get what you want, maybe then you would believe me.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, turloqueta, verdetta, welcome.